in the past we used to say that we don't have partners, because sometimes we had a partner that didn't want to make an agreement with Israel or to end the conflict with Israel, but he could deliver. And sometimes we had those that were willing to end the conflict with Israel, but they were too weak to deliver. And now we have both. We have Hamas controlling Gaza Strip. They can deliver. They are strong. Unfortunately, now they are stronger. But they are not willing to end the conflict with Israel. For them, a Palestinian state, 67 borders, is just something that they can accept, but they are not willing to say that this is going to be the end of conflict. And in the West Bank, we have the legitimate Palestinian Authority. I believe that they are partners in order to end the conflict, but I know that they cannot control Gaza Strip. They cannot deliver in Gaza Strip. But the idea of sitting, doing nothing, for me, it's not an option. So the right strategy is a dual strategy. One side of the equation is to work with the legitimate Palestinian government in order to achieve an agreement that ends the conflict. It's going to be ending the Palestinian claims from Israel, and it can implement the interest of Israel or it can keep the Israeli interest in the agreement, and the implementation, as we agreed in the past, is going to be in accordance to the situation on the ground. But the other side of the equation is to act against those that are using terror against us. And this is the right strategy. Since there is no hope for peace with Hamas, we should act against them. We should delegitimize them. But this can happen just when we act in order to achieve an agreement with the legitimate Palestinian government. And unfortunately, and I'm an Israeli, but I can criticize my own government when needed, unfortunately, the Israeli government is doing the opposite. They are delegitimizing the Palestinian government, and unfortunately, Hamas is getting stronger. We should understand that, as Israelis, that when we say unilateral steps, after yesterday, UNESCO, it's not unilateral steps against Israel, it becomes multilateral steps. And Israel is the state which is being isolated now. And when I'm looking about the decisions of the Israeli government, I cannot see how this serves the Israeli interest. Because what we need to do now is to recruit the world to our own interest. It is also clear to everybody that we need to take in consideration what we call blocks of settlements. But the idea that now we need to build more in order to punish the Palestinians is something that I cannot understand. Because until now, when I say that we need to recruit the world to our own interest, we can succeed in doing so just by acting and convincing the world that these are realities on the ground, that we are not trying to use or to abuse the time in order to grab more land. And the only way to end the conflict is to keep these settlements as part of Israel because they are there, not because we try to punish somebody. And in a way, unfortunately, something which is a consensus in Israel, and I would like to say so, something that was a consensus also in our relations with the United States of America, and the letter that President Bush gave to our government showed it. And it is clear also, I believe, in the EU, that by defining the border, we need to give an answer to these realities on the ground. And unfortunately, I think that some of our decisions now are going to put new question marks on Israeli interests that were part of the international consensus until now.